What is going on, guys? It is Bucky and welcome to your 21st iPhone development tutorial. And look at the time, 4:21. Coincidence? I think not. So anyways, we're going to be building a program that has multiple views. And in case you don't remember what a view is, it's pretty much the screen or a window. So before, we changed some things around on the same view, like added buttons, switch labels. But in this example, we're going to be changing through multiple views. So here's our application. Here's the toolbar at the bottom, and this blue view is actually its own separate class. So when you click change views, it changed to a whole entirely different view. And I know it just looked like the background change, but actually this is how you change through like multiple views. You can have a whole new window if you want. The easiest thing in this tutorial is just have a button at the bottom to switch between one view and another. So I know that this looks really simple, and we could actually build this application using one window, but how would I teach you to manage multiple views if I just did that? Huh? No, I can't. So that's why we need to build this simple program to switch between views using a button. So go ahead and quit out of your iPhone simulator and go ahead and open Xcode, and we'll go ahead and start a brand new project. And go ahead and, yeah, we're going to change things up. Instead of a view based, which is pretty much just one view, we're going to be making a window based application. So go ahead, window based application, choose that, and I'm going to name mine Beans 2, since my old one was named Beans that I just showed you guys that example of. So go ahead and save this as Beans 2. And now go ahead and expand your classes and resource folder. And as you can see, we don't really have any classes made up so far except just the app delegates, and these are basically the built-in classes about how do you want your application to run as soon as your program opens. Pretty much just housekeeping stuff, like application, make sure it finished launching, even though we don't have anything in there yet. And pretty much, like I said, just the housekeeping stuff. Make sure you have a window, nothing exciting. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build a bunch of different classes, all the classes that we need in our program, and also all those nib files, which is pretty much the windows or the views themselves. So before I even go on, let me tell you guys what classes we're going to need. We're going to need 3 classes. We're going to need a switch class, and the switch class is basically the class that's going to be responsible from switching back to blue and red, the 2 different views. Now, in this switch class, we're going to be building pretty much the toolbar on the bottom, and that's it. That's the class that's going to stay there. Now, in our blue class, it's just the blue background, and the red class is just a red background. But again, these are all different views. They aren't just backgrounds. So, we also are going to need to add 2 interface files, a blue window and a red window. So let's go ahead and have me quit talking and do all that right now. So classes, right click, add new file, and you get a bunch of options that pop up. What we want is a Cocoa Touch class in a UI View controller subclass. So this actually is a controller class to control your view or window. So go ahead and click next and name this switch class, because this is the main class. The first class that you see when your program pops up, this is going to be it. So go ahead and finish this, and now let's go ahead and, oh, by the way, make sure you have .m selected. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. New file, next, and name this one blue class.m, finish, and classes, add new file, next, red class.m. And now if you see in Xcode, you should not only have your delegates, which is pretty much your program files, you should also have the switch files or switch class, which is responsible for pretty much doing everything we're going to do in our program, switching between the blue class and the red class. So we're saying, alright, now I know I have these classes made up, which is pretty much the code, but now I need the nib files. And check it out. If you say, alright, they're down in resources, they got built automatically. Since it isn't a view-based application, we actually need to build the nib files separately. So go ahead, right-click resources, add new file, And you actually go to user interfaces, and from here go to view XIB and click next, and these are going to be the views or the windows or the screen, either one, that represents each class. So we need one for blue, so name this blue window or blue screen. Name it blue window so you have the same thing as me. And now right click resources again, add new file, view of course, next, and we'll name this red window. And this will be responsible for displaying that red screen. So go ahead and finish that. All we're going to do is pretty much click the interface builder and make the background red, along with some other stuff. So now let's go ahead and begin coding our program. Now go ahead into appdelegate.h, and from here what we want to do is, as soon as our program opens, we want to show that switch class. And what the switch class is going to do is it's either going to say, alright, if you press the button, I'm going to show the red class, or if you press another button, I'm going to show the blue class. The switch class is basically the class that handles the other classes. And that way, no matter how many views we have, we can handle them all from one class. Super easy, the easiest way to do things. And we're only going to be handling 2 classes, but anyways, it's still easy. So what we need to do is, of course, in our app delegate, our interface file, go ahead and add switch class. And actually I need to go class, switch class. Yeah, that's a lot better. So now we imported the switch class. So we're saying, alright, now we might as well switch class, make it object so we can access the things. Switch class. And by the way, remember, don't name your class just switch, because switch is something that's built into it's a built-in, not a function I guess. Well, it's just something that's built into Objective-C. So don't name anything switch. Name it switch class, switch view, switch hot dog if you want, it doesn't matter. So anyways, the last thing we need to do now that we got an object to access things from the switch class is go ahead and make an outlet to that class. So at property, of course, non-atomic, retain, IB outlet, switch class, and of course that object switch class. There we go. And if you're saying, alright, why do you need an outlet? Well, in order to access that switch class, we want to access its view and add it to the main window that first pops up when you start your program. So in order to take this view and add it to the main window, we need to be able to access it via an outlet. So that's why we're doing this. And of course, don't forget that this is the class that's responsible for managing all the other views. So that's why we want this one to be on the main window, and it's pretty much the main view. So that's all the time I have for this tutorial. Thought I was going to get through some more, but I didn't. So in our next tutorial, we're going to, well, it doesn't matter. I'm out of time. You'll see in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. This source code is in the link below if you want it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.